If anyone knows any lawful reason why these two should not be joined together,
This time, nothing will happen.
This time nothing will happen.
Stop that wedding! Mommy, that's Daddy!
Cynthia's heart started racing. Her fingers trembled as she stared at her phone screen. So you started again with another man. This one too will not last. For a moment, she couldn't breathe. Slowly, she turned to look at Obie, who was still smiling, completely unaware. "Are you okay?" he asked, gently. Cynthia forced a smile. "Yes, I'm fine." But she wasn't. That message, it didn't feel random. It didn't feel like a joke. It felt like someone was watching her, watching them. She locked her phone and placed it on her lap, trying to act normal. But her mind was already racing. Who could know about Obie? She hadn't even told many people. And the way the message was written, it felt personal, too personal. That night, sleep didn't come easy. She kept thinking about it, turning it over and over in her head again and again. By morning, she convinced herself it was nothing, just someone trying to scare her, and she refused to let fear take away her peace again. So she pushed it aside and focused on Obie. Days passed, and just like that, things began to feel normal again. Obie stayed consistent, calm, patient, present. No secrets, no strange behavior. And slowly, Cynthia started to breathe again. Until the evening, he invited her over. "My place," he said. "Just come and relax." Cynthia hesitated at first, but then something crossed her mind. Tunde had never done this. Never. No home, no space, no real access into his life. But Obie was opening his world to her, so she went. His house was beautiful, simple, organized, peaceful. There was nothing hidden, nothing suspicious, just calm. "Make yourself comfortable," Obie said, heading into the kitchen. Cynthia smiled and sat down. Her eyes moved around the room slowly, taking everything in. That was when she saw it. A picture frame. She leaned forward slightly. Her smile faded. It was Obie, standing beside a woman. They looked close, too close, not just casual. Something about it made her chest tighten. Her fingers moved slowly as she picked it up. "Obie," she called, her voice unsure. "Yeah?" he responded from behind her. She turned quickly, holding up the frame. "Who is she?" Obie paused for a moment, then sighed. "That's my ex-wife." Cynthia froze. Ex-wife. The word hit her harder than expected. "You are married?" she asked quietly. Obie nodded. "Yes, but we're divorced." Cynthia said nothing. Her mind had already gone back. Tunde, the lies, the wedding, the shame. Her grip tightened slightly. "Divorced," she repeated slowly. Obie stepped closer. "I understand why you're scared," he said, "but I'm not hiding anything from you." Cynthia looked at him carefully, searching, watching, waiting. But he saw nothing. No panic, no guilt, no fear. Obie walked to a drawer and brought out a file. "Look," he said. She hesitated, then took it. Her fingers trembled as she opened it. Documents, stamped, official, divorce papers. She read through them slowly. Everything made sense. She looked up at him. "I told you," Obie said softly. "There's nothing to hide." Cynthia exhaled slowly. This time,
she believed him. And somehow, that belief gave her something she hadn't felt in a long time. Peace. She nodded. Okay. A small smile returned to her face, and Obie smiled back. The rest of the evening was easy, light, comfortable. They talked, they laughed, and for the first time in a long while, Cynthia felt safe again. When it was time to leave, Obie offered to drop her off. The drive was quiet and calm, soft music playing, no tension, just peace. When they got to her place, Obie looked at her. "Text me when you get inside," he said. Cynthia smiled. "I will." She stepped out of the car and walked towards her gate. Everything felt normal until it didn't. Halfway to her door, she felt it. That strange feeling again, like eyes on her, watching. She slowed down, her heartbeat rising slightly. Then she turned. Nothing. Just an empty street. She frowned. Maybe it was just her mind again. She turned back, took a few more steps. Then suddenly, she stopped. Slowly, she turned again. And this time, she saw it. A figure, standing far down the street, still watching. Her breath caught. "Hello?" she called out, unsure. No response. She took a step forward, but in the next second, the figure was gone. Just like that. No sound, no movement, nothing. Cynthia stood frozen, her heart pounding loudly now. She reached for her phone. A message from Obie. "Did you get in safely?" Cynthia stared at it for a moment, then typed back. "Yes, I'm inside." She paused, then added, "Good night." She locked her door and leaned against it, trying to steady her breathing, trying to convince herself it was nothing. But deep down, she knew one thing. This was not over. After that night, Cynthia couldn't shake the feeling. The figure she saw, the silence that followed, the way it disappeared. She told herself it was nothing, but deep down, she knew something wasn't right. Still, life moved on, and so did she. Obie remained steady, consistent. No secrets, no strange behavior, no hidden calls. Everything about him felt clean, different. And slowly, that fear inside her began to fade. Weeks turned into months, and before she even realized it, Cynthia had fallen in love again. But this time, she was careful, very careful. One evening, under the soft glow of the evening sky, Obie held her hand. "I want to do this right," he said quietly. "I want to marry you." Cynthia's heart skipped. Marriage? Again? Fear tried to rise, but she pushed it down immediately. Not this time. She looked at him serious. One condition. Obie nodded without hesitation. Anything. She inhaled deeply. No church wedding. Obie frowned slightly. Why? Cynthia shook her head. I don't want it. No pastor asking questions. No if anyone has anything to say. Her voice hardened. Even if it's village people, they won't see me this time. Obie studied her for a moment. Then he nodded. Okay, we'll do it your way. And just like that, plans began. The introductions, the family meetings, the negotiations, everything moved smoothly. Too smoothly. No drama, no signs, no warnings. For once, life felt peaceful. The wedding day arrived. The compound was alive. Colorful wrappers filled the air like moving art, drums echoed across the village. Women dancing, men laughing, joy, real joy. Cynthia sat beautifully adorned in her traditional attire. Her coral beads rested perfectly on her neck. Her makeup was flawless. Her smile, genuine. This time, she felt ready. This time, she felt in control. Nothing would go wrong. The ceremony moved beautifully. The elders spoke with wisdom, prayers were said, kola nuts were broken, laughter filled the compound. Everything was perfect. Then came the most important moment, the moment everyone had been waiting for. A young girl stepped forward and handed Cynthia a calabash cup filled with palm wine. The crowd became quiet. All eyes turned to her. Cynthia stood slowly, holding the cup carefully in both hands. Her heart was beating fast, but this time, it was excitement. This was it. She was about to find her husband. Her friends giggled behind her. "Go and find your husband," one teased. Cynthia smiled. She began to walk, step by step, scanning the crowd. Men sat in different places, some smiling, some teasing, and there, Obie sat calmly, confident, waiting. Everything felt right. Everything felt perfect. Cynthia's smile widened as she moved closer. Her eyes locked on his. This was her moment. No interruptions, no surprises. She was in control. She got closer, then closer. She bent slightly, stretching out the cup toward him, when suddenly, a loud voice tore through the air. "Stop!" The entire compound froze. The drums fell silent. The laughter died instantly. Cynthia's hand remained suspended in the air, the cup trembling slightly. Slowly, very slowly, she turned and saw her. A woman stood at the entrance, breathing heavily, her hand resting on her stomach. Pregnant. The crowd parted as she walked forward, step by step, eyes locked on Obie. Cynthia's heart began to pound violently. "No," she whispered. "Not again. Please, not again." The woman stopped in front of everyone and pointed directly at Obie. "Before you marry her," she said, her voice shaking, "tell them who I am." Silence, thick, heavy, uncomfortable. Cynthia turned slowly to Obie, her eyes searching his face, looking for denial, for anger, for anything. But what she saw was fear, tension, silence. Her breath caught. "Obie," she whispered, "what is she talking about?" The woman stepped forward again, tears now streaming down her face. "I am his wife," she said, "and I am carrying his child." The crowd exploded. Gasps, shouting, chaos. Cynthia's ears rang, her chest tightened, her legs weakened. "No," she whispered, shaking her head. Her eyes locked on Obie, begging, pleading, "Tell them she's lying." But Obie said nothing. Nothing. And that silence, that same terrible silence, returned. The calabash slipped from Cynthia's hand. It hit the ground, palm wine spilling into the dust, just like her trust, shattered. She staggered backward, her vision blurred, her voice broke into pieces. "How?" she whispered. "How does this keep happening to me?" The ceremony collapsed into chaos. Voices everywhere, confusion, accusations, but Cynthia heard none of it. Because all she could see, all she could feel, was the same story, repeating itself again and again and again.